So you started, doing you've been going to acting class and stuff.
Yeah.
You got roles like Alias. You having a good agent since early on, okay?
No, well, my agent was okay.
Yeah.
But the bigger part you get, the people, the more they believe in you, the more they push you.
Yeah.
So it ggets better.
Yeah.
They believe in you more. They see that people are calling for you, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a better representation. But it comes to a point where you don't want the representation to be too big, because if you're not that big, you're like a
small fish in a big pond.
And you can get lost. So you want to be careful with it.
Your director from Battleship is a friend of yours.
Yeah, he's like my mentor for directing, because I'm learning to direct now.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm learning to direct. So he's like my mentor. I get to follow him around, and he shows me stuff and explains stuff to me. I got to see some of the editing process.
Wow.
When they were putting Battleship together, all those things.
Wow.
So he really brought me in from the ground floor to teach me all these things.
And he's a client of yours too?
No, just friend.
Just friend?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Peter Berg. So what do you like the most about the movie? Now that's pretty much your life.
I tell people, I love the part where you take someone's writing. They wrote it. You didn't write it, right? Then you get presented this writing. You get the job. You bring their writing to life.
Okay.
That character now, you become that character. They seeing their words from the page take form through you.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me, it was learning to be what we call honest, truthful. Being able to tell the truth with someone else's words, so people believe it.
Right.
Not acting, not pretending, but really telling the truth. And people be like, man, that's real, because it is real. That's what I had to learn and respect it, like I did with bodybuilding. Take a class and really learn what it meant. So I'm not trying to trick you or fool you. I'm being open and honest, which is hard to. It's kind of hard to be that way in front of the camera, because you have to be, you say, vulnerable.
Right.
Let people see you. You're not hiding. You're there in front of the camera with everything. For me, it's like a dream come true. It's like to grow up in a neighborhood in LA, to want to be a bodybuilder, to become one of the best in all the magazines.
Right.
Then to shift over to another dream and be in a feature film that the budget was over $200 million.
Unbelievable.
It's like,
what else can you ask?
Yeah, and I tell people, it's like, so if you have a dream, don't let people tell you not to go for it.
Right.
Because I can show you that if you go for it, things can happen. You just got to go for it. But hard work and perseverance. I laugh about it because I'm like, I tell my friends, if I'd have told someone when I was a kid, like, man, one day I'm going to be in magazines, they'd be like, yeah, right. And if I'd have told someone, yeah, one day I'm going to be in the movies. Right?
That's even harder to believe.
Yeah, they'd be like, yeah, right.
Wow.
I've done both.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel the same way about the movie as you did about bodybuilding? Like there's something missing, or is...
No, because I have God in my life.
Gotcha.
So now it's complete.
Gotcha.
You see, this is just icing on the cake. This is just something I love to do, but it's not first.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So I feel good.
I see.
If I had this and I had formulation of God, then I would still be like, something's off. You know what I mean?
That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel balanced.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
And I produced a documentary film that a lot of people called Blood Equity.
Okay.
A few years back. A lot of people don't know. Some people know. I was the producer of this film. It ran a week at Limley Sunset. Now imagine that.
Wow.
Being able to produce a film, and I took pictures of it. I went up to the theater, took a picture of it on the marquee. I'm like, this is my film that I helped produce.
Wow.
With my buddy Roman Pfeiffer and Joe Ruggiero, these two guys, right? And I'm like, man, I have a film in a movie theater. You know what that's like too?
Unbelievable.
The Inside the NFL came out.
Yeah.
Interviewed us. We were on the HBO show.
Wow.
They interviewed us for that. Then a lot of players actually came and was sending us like thank you, because it has something to do with the NFL and what they were going through, these retired players with concussions and all that. And we had Mike Ditka, a lot of stars came and talked to us. Like we flew to Washington, to Texas, to Pittsburgh. Wow. We flew all over to get all these interviews and we put it together.
Wow.
And we had to write up in the calendar, like these newspapers writing about this film I produced. Think about that.
Wow.
Bodybuilder, people try to think. It's funny, like people always think that bodybuilders for some reason aren't too bright, because we chose to exercise and take care of our physiques. Doesn't mean you're not smart.
Right.
You just chose this particular sport. So people seem to
judge,
be a little narrow-minded, right?
Right.
I'm like, no, there's other things we can do.
Right.
It's just something that we chose to do at this time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm proving that fact too. I love it. That's what I said to people, I do it because I love it. Not because I want to be famous, this and that. If I could do a bunch of great independent feature films and do a lot of great work, I love it. I don't need to be famous. No. I just want to do something I love doing. That's great. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, that's why I do it. How's your family being supportive about, you know, your movie career and all that stuff? How did I mean, that must have been a trip for them to go to Battleship premiere last year. I took my daughter, my oldest daughter. She was my date. Wow. And she was like, a buddy of mine told me, because I've never done a red carpet like that, right? And I was nervous, man. You were? I can't, man, it's like a real red carpet. There's long rows and entertainment. Everybody was there, pictures, right? You have all these photographers. It was like, so I have my daughter with me, right? The limo, we go, they drop us off, and we're on the carpet. They're like, who is that? Who is that with you? I'm like, this is my daughter, right? She's like, just smiling. And a buddy of mine was one of the photographers, and he told me something that I didn't think of. He goes, you know, because your daughter's never going to forget that experience, man. He goes, because you took her. Yeah. And he goes, that's something she'll never forget in her lifetime. And he said when people were taking pictures of me, he saw her looking at me, and it was like I was her hero. He saw her looking at me. And I didn't get to see that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I was like, man, it might be kind of cool for her. I just knew she was my baby, she was my date. But I didn't look at the whole aspect of it. Yeah. Yeah, so that was kind of cool. Wow.